Good afternoon, everyone. This is Erica with Aurora Heart Healing, and today I am called to do another collective healing. I hope you guys don't mind that I just kind of wing it each time that I do these. So I hope you just accept me for who I am today. Um, I've been called to do a collective healing, and when I was hearing the collective healing, what was coming through was cold, bitter, detached. There's always a healthy detachment, and then there's a not so healthy detachment. So we're going to look at the not so healthy detachment. If you discard people, if you discard things that are important, that can be very cold detached. Anything else? Yes. Heart wall. Another one that came up was heart wall. And that is everything that you need to know up front before I start this collective healing. So if you're new to my channel, please, first of all, make sure you subscribe. Let people know about what I'm doing here because it helps me continue to do what I love to do, which is help others. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use my pendulum. I am an emotion code practitioner, but my practice has expanded exponentially into other different modalities. So my basis is the emotion code because it helps me find the emotions and navigate through those, but also core light healing, which helps me identify which energies are attached to the emotion to help clear and release them both while we're doing this work. Please lean into what it is that I'm saying. If you find yourself really resistant or being frustrated, it might be because it resonates with you in a place where it feels wounded and you don't really want to look at it. I will tell you from experience, I too struggle with allowing myself to feel my feelings and allowing myself to express them to the fullest capacity. So just know you're not alone. Just because I'm a healer does not mean that I don't struggle too. We all do. And I want you to know that I'm human. I had a client the other day when I was telling her some of my struggles in my life. She said, "Whoa, your life is just as messed up as mine." And I just laughed and I was like, yeah, we all have pains, but this work helps us navigate the pain. It helps us understand it. It helps us not fall into unhealthy patterns or patterns that might be detrimental to not just ourselves, but the people that we love around us. So without further ado, I am going to begin. Anyone that knows me knows um, that I write everything down so that you have a good understanding of what it is that we were working with. And then you can look in the description to see what resonates emotionally, what resonates energetically, and that will help you expand your awareness and really move forward with a different understanding of yourself and how you're showing up in the world. So without further ado, I am going to start. Okay, is the energies for this collective in energies? Okay, is it here? Is it here? 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 Rigid? Fall guy? Can't speak the truth? Comparison? Detective? The first thing I'm going to tell everyone that is on this collective healing, you need to drink water. You need to drink more water. You need to drink more water. You need to drink more water. I'm saying it 3 times because that is definitely, there's a lot of dehydration going on, which stops the process of cleansing for you. So I'm going to take this because when I'm doing collective healings, I can really feel the energy that's going on, and we need some water. I've drinking 3 of those this morning, so I know you're dehydrated, okay? All right, detective energy When a person that has suffered from trauma holds on to every detail of a story. Guilty. If and when something doesn't make sense, they will try to find the right answer. Good at finding clues and answers to their problems, but the answers and clues they end up finding usually end up hurting them more. And it actually causes a deeper lack of trust within people. Okay, nothing else for that. So detective energy. If you find yourself looking for the solutions to the problem, sometimes we are actually causing more problems for ourselves by finding solutions. And I'm just going to keep going. Is it still in the character? Here, 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 here. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Is it in the etheric body? Is it in the emotional body? Okay, so this is located in the emotion body. Feeling emotional, self-acceptance, self-love. So this is actually causing an issue with self-love on the second level body. So this is having issues with self-love, which relating to yourself in a more positive way. Okay. Is there more? Have I passed it? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Duality, dualistic, emotional reaction, group, individuation, intentionality, negative belief system, personal task. This one's always fun for me because I get to see a little bit more about the purpose that this collective actually is supposed to live. So give me one moment while I connect to this personal task, this life task that helps you bring in the world. What you bring into the world as an offering, the reasons why you should love yourself because of the fact that you have this to offer and not everyone does. So people from this connection, from this collective, your personal task is communion, connection with other people. What you say matters. And I know I say that all the time, but really, truly, what you say has such a deep ripple effect on the world around you. And the personal task that you have been called for is to create community, to create communion with each other, to really share experiences. I went to a Thomas Gall. Today is Tuesday, so it's been 7 days and I can start to share about it. Yay. But I went to a Temescal ceremony, and the beautiful woman that held it and the gentleman that allowed us to use the space, they created a space of communion for everybody because they said, okay, this is my space, but I'm going to allow others to come into it. Or for her, this is my wisdom that I am going to share with everyone. And I can honestly say that the experience of being in genuine community without judgment, without prejudice, none of it, it is the most beautiful and liberating thing you can ever experience. So for this collective, you look for reasons or look for clues to a story, but sometimes you can hurt yourself through it. Your emotional body, which means your self-love, is affected. Your personal task is communion. So if you're not allowing yourself to truly connect with other people, then that communion piece you might be lacking or longing for. Is there more? Is it here? Is it in the reference pages? No. Is it in emotions? Wills? Is it in any of the charts? Negative broadcast message, despair anchor. A, B, C, odd, 2, 4. It's out of my control. My life is a waste. People come to this planet, you were the only one that made it into the dimensional portal to become you. And the despair anchor, what that is we can anchor ourselves into a thought, and that thought will create our reality, and it'll make everything around us affirm that this is true. So if I'm going to affirm my life is a waste, would what I'm doing right now matter? Would me giving away something this morning, a bottle of water to a homeless person, would that matter? No, because in my mind, I'm saying my life is a waste. So everything that I do in my life is a waste. It doesn't have any value. When we walk around like that, then we're not just stealing the joy from ourselves, but we're also stealing the joy from people around us that can truly benefit from the beautiful offerings that you have to give to the world. Let's see why people think that their life is a waste in this collective. Um, is there more here? Is there more in the reference pages? Are we going to the emotion side? So we're going to figure out what emotionally people from this collective are believing that make them think that their life is a waste. Is it this first? This second? This one? Is it when life is good? Is it when we feel wronged? When we self-assess? Is it here? Is it a different kind of emotion? Okay. Is it a shadow emotion? Hidden emotion? Personality emotion? Okay, so this is a personality emotion. Personality emotion. It means it is become ingrained in who you are at this point. So now that this feeling has become just part of your personality, and even if it sabotages you in one way or another, sometimes we don't know that it's not something we want to continue, but we do because it's normal, because it's become part of our identity. And if we all are on the same page, we can all change. We are malleable beings. Okay, when life is good, when we feel wronged, anger, contempt, disgust, dehumanization, hate. Ooh, hate. Hate is such a strong word. I don't even really like to say it. It makes my skin feel creepy and crawly. But the personality emotion is hatefulness. Feeling hate towards self, feeling hate towards others. Okay. Feeling hate toward others. Okay. Is there more? I keep getting the word judgment. Judgment is really important for this. So you might feel hateful towards others because you feel judged by them. More than anything, it's feeling judged by them. Hate towards others because you feel judged. Okay, is there any other emotions? Any underlying, residual, hidden? Anything else that I need to know? Can we go ahead and release this? Okay, so now I kind of prepared before I got on here. Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mice. Awakening your divine potential. How appropriate, seeing as we are clearing some things for personal task, which is life purpose and potential. Here, 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 here. Is it here? Here, here. This section, is it on? Okay, is it here? Here, here. Is it here, here? Sorry. There's a bookmark on the page that I'm supposed to be reading to you. So when I take pauses, I'm just really absorbing so that I can be able to convey the information as clearly and as concisely as I can for you. But sometimes little things like this happen where there is a bookmark on the page that I am supposed to be talking to you about today. So give me one moment and I'll keep looking at what it is that I'm supposed to be telling you on the page that there was a bookmark on. Okay, is it here? Is it here? Okay. This is making me feel emotional, but it really truly is. It's one of those things where I'm just blown away that synchronicities are just incredible. And one moment while I read exactly what you're supposed to hear from this. Is it this whole paragraph? Okay. Every one of your contractual agreements, so communion, relationship, not just with yourself, but with others as well, is a temporal experience that contains a timeless potential. You can count on everything you do and every one of your relationships to become at some point uncontrollable. This is the point at which you would be wise to separate from your first column perspectives. And as I tell people in my workshops, imagine yourself running up to your third column to focus into a timeless reality. I'm not totally sure what columns she is meaning, and it's not truly important for this right now. But there were columns in the pages leading up to that, so I'm assuming that that's where it is. You just need the message mainly. You need to see whatever circumstances you are in as outside of time and space, as an archetypal story with a theme, characters, and lessons, and as an opportunity for you to surrender to the divine in some way. Every act of surrender earns a timeless intervention. Time is lessened and timelessness is increased in your energy field. Thought comes into form more rapidly when you are not dragging linear chronological history or time in your energy field like Marley's chains. Your energy is increased, your aging slows, your body creates health. This is pure divine mathematics. We in this collective, and I'm going to throw myself in there because somehow this resonates within my life as well. But when we focus on the turbulence, when we focus on what it is that might be hurting or what it is that might not be what we prefer, when we remove ourselves in a healthy, detached way, then we are able to really see all of the things that are coming from it. The theme, let's say the theme is relationships right now. The characters, who in your life and in your world are solidifying the theme that you are looking for. So maybe it's lack of self-love. Who tells you in your life that you don't deserve that love? And that will decrease your ability to be able to find that love. Personal task is communion. Well, if you're in fear mode, if you're in survival mode, which would be the having issues with whatever circumstances you were having, then how can you truly build community within that communion? It doesn't really work that way, because when we feel safe, then we're able to be vulnerable. If we don't feel safe, then we're not vulnerable. And then that also leads into the fact that we're not able to truly create true relationships. And then that leads into, oh, well, I wasn't able to create a relationship, so my life is a waste. And then we feel hate towards maybe ourselves, but also hate towards other because we were not able to create that communion. Little did we know that it's the way that we feel about ourselves, that love that we don't have for ourselves, that is actually preventing us from creating community. That one's deep. Is there anything else we need to know about this energy? Is there more emotions that we should look into? Is there any other messages in sacred contracts that we need? Okay, so we're going to look at some more emotions that could be feeding into this energy that is causing cold, detachment, all of the fun things that prevent us from being in communion with one another. Body sensations. And I'm just going to let you know, body sensations are very much so like when you're feeling achy or dizzy or heavy, sweaty, tender, tense, throbbing, tight, tingling, trembly, twitchy, vibrating, warm, wobbly, which to me, it makes me think of like very feeling unsure, maybe feeling a little clumsy, maybe things not being super steady, which makes a lot of sense if we are constantly looking for clues as to why someone is not good for us, if we are constantly looking for clues as to why we shouldn't do this, not following our hearts, not truly loving ourselves, because self-love means that we follow what our heart's desire is. If you don't love yourself, then you think you don't deserve it anyway. So you won't follow that love for yourself because it's not realistic to think, oh yeah, I can do that because ooh, that was some deep throat chakra stuff. It's like a cotton ball is stuck in my throat right now. Self-expression. There's a lot of self-expression that is being thwarted because of that self-love piece. So just know, if you're having issues with expressing yourself, it might be because the love that you have for yourself is not as strong. So your body doesn't really recognize needing to allow yourself to speak up. wobbly. Is there any other emotions, energies? Is there anything else that we need to know for this collective? Akashic. Okay. I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Akashic Tarot. See what else this collective needs to know. A little less. What does this collective need to know? What does this collective need to know? Big chunks, and well, twice it came out in big chunks, so you know what? This is the third time that it has come out in chunks, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it. Library. Seek to tap into the power within and through the records. Start today by writing a declaration of release from the things that have been muddling your clarity. Close your eyes and see them all disperse. With just a little effort, a book of your own Akashic record, which seems to have landed face down, can be righted and written upon by you. Okay, so that one really does say allowing yourself to write, to be able to find clarity. You can make your story right. The Queen of Forces. Let's see what this one's about. Queen of Forces. This card reversed, which Queen of Forces was reversed, represents a woman in your life with a very fragmented energy. She may be part of your family, work environment, or another kind of relationship. You will sense some irritation or disharmony. In some cases, this person may not have your best interests at heart. In fact, she could misuse her power and influence and be critical of you, which can negatively affect your relationship with yourself and others. Mother energy. So if you know of someone that is very hypercritical, they might criticize your behavior. That could be helping with that despair anchor within yourself. If you see that kind of behavior, it's time to speak up for yourself, throat chakra, set boundaries, and demand respect. If you are unable to change how she treats you, step away. Okay. Views of the ego. This one was also in reverse, which is so interesting. I don't usually read in reverse. I only do it when I feel like it's appropriate, but it's really interesting because these are mainly in reverse. This relaxing and my stuff will help you feel a little bit okay with me doing this. Okay, taking my time actually. Reverse, okay. Your tolerance of a self-serving person's behavior has come to an end. You have realized that some lack in your own definition of self has attracted this person who is unable to give. You are ready to give to yourself. You are now more aware of your priorities and you're ready to take the action that honors you. No longer are you willing to be neglected or minimized. You might falter a little bit, but be strong and take the steps to put this person behind you. During this time, whenever your ego causes you to feel lack in your life, say thank you for the reminder to turn to your eternal truth in that moment. Say to yourself, abundance is the condition of my life. Feel yourself fill with the love and power that is inexhaustible. It is only when you treat yourself better that you declare to the universe that you deserve better. It's interesting because it talked about a woman a little bit earlier with the Queen of Forces, where it seems to me people or a person could have truly not had your best intention at heart, and you've been tolerating them. And I'm really definitely heavily getting a feminine energy for that. Okay, again, reversed, the lightning bolt, forces. Lightning bolt. Okay, is this reversed? So this is reversed as well. This is an exceptional time of dynamic force and energy. You have suffered a loss, but the storm is dissipating. Some cleanup might be required, but it's time to set down new roots, to seek new ground and new growth. Apply your energy to whatever compels you. This card, when this card is reversed, a bolt of lightning reaches up to crack the heavens. It is nothing less than the divine power that moves through you and rises up from the depths of creation. Own it. It's a force that can help you light up the earth. Speaking up, using your voice. It's really interesting how all of this is really resonating and coming full circle at this moment in time. And we have one last card to look at. Keys. Forces, keys. The treasure. Two of keys. This one was actually upright. The two of keys. A man looks dejectedly at a smashed treasure chest in a room that obviously has been robbed and plundered. Behind him, a stream of light shines from below the lid of an unbroken chest that rests on a small table, the only piece of furniture in the room that hasn't been touched. This card represents a great loss or disappointment in your life right now. It can be the loss of a job, a relationship, or even an opportunity. But remember that this phase is temporary. It might take some time and effort to rally your forces to recover, but there's a great treasure within you that is always available. The little chest represents that part of you that is filled with light. It isn't vulnerable and it can never be lost or damaged. When you focus on what's wrong or what's lacking, it perpetuates your sense of emptiness and victimization. So don't let yourself get lost in your loss. Open the lid to your light and let it in an illuminating way. There are other opportunities and greater wealth waiting for you to discover. Is there anything else that I need to know? We complete? Okay. Let me just put these away while I can. Okay. So as a recap, detective energy, looking for the smallest things to say, this isn't going to work out, or losing hope, or even just trying to find a story, even if it hurts yourself. Personal task, what you were created for was creating unity, creating community. But through your emotional side, your self-love side, in your emotional body, you're not really loving yourself. There's actually more hatred towards yourself that is creating this sense that your life is a waste or something along those lines. That hate is towards other people because maybe you don't feel that they see you in the way that you wish they would. We were told by Miss Carolyn Mice about how if we remove ourselves and we just look and watch, then we are able to really create our reality a little bit better in that space. And none of this says being cold or detached, but it might be creating a cold, detached effect within you. And then we found that your body sensation is a little bit wobbly. How can you be stable in yourself if you're not stable in yourself? Or stable within others if you don't feel stable within yourself? It's contradictory. And we found through these cards, the Akashic Library, that we can always write our own story. That there might be someone or some people in your life that don't have your best interest at heart. Remember to discern. Remember that sometimes we only look at the destruction, but we don't see the gift that is actually there for us to have. That's a force to be reckoned with. When we are able to say, I am not going to let this destroy me. And the lightning bolt. You may have suffered a loss, but the storm is going away. There might be some cleanup, but that cleanup is actually going to create new roots, new growth, a new ground. If you choose to focus your energy on that new growth, it would be amazing to see. And out of this, lastly, before we release, I want you to remember that you shouldn't be defined by your past, because everyone has one. We've all gone through storms. We've gone through hurricanes or tornadoes or whatever the case may be. And sometimes we feel that we need to clean it up. But with that being said, you're not alone. Everyone has been through a storm and everyone needs to clean up. And sometimes when you use your voice to say, hey, this is where I'm at, other people can come and lend a hand, be vulnerable, and allow you to lay down your burdens and help you pick them up. So today, before we release, I hope that we all just sit in a moment and tell ourselves how important we are to this world. That without you as a connector to someone else, they may not have the community that you created because you did that. There might be some times where you feel frustrated, angry, upset, whatever the case may be, but just know that you have everything you need within you and you help the world as a whole, because out of all the billions of people, it's you. Your life is not a waste. Your life is valuable, it's important, it's necessary, and it's needed. So now with that, I want you to swipe, just imagining that that energy is being cleared from your energetic field, that is being cleansed, that is going. Feel any waves, any sensations. You can use this, you can do this with your hands, you can do this with magnets. I want to do it about 10 times. I've lost track, so I'm just going to keep going. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, because this is my passion. And I hope that these words have impacted you in a way you didn't know you needed. And I hope that this helps you move forward with less cold, more warmth, more love, more community, more communion. With love, Erica from Aurora Heart Healing, out.